Hello, ladies, and any guys that might be listening to this, and welcome to episode 1 of your Sassy Summer series. I'm so excited that we're doing this. I wasn't going to do anything else before the summer holidays. You know, we had the free events, you've got the podlets coming. So, whilst I'm away, those of you who don't know, I'm going to be signing off and logging off from my business and from the internet for 3 full weeks. So, the amazing Failer, when you listen to this, Failer, I love you, thank you, I appreciate you so much. Failer is going to be dropping the episodes of the podlets that I'm recording this week whilst I'm away. So those will still be dropped in the Telegram space. I wasn't going to do anything else, and day 5 of the free event that we just hosted, I was genuinely sad that it was coming to an end. It was such a beautiful experience logging on with all of you. By day 4, seeing your faces appearing on screen and chatting and sharing things together and talking about topics that really matter to all of us. That there's this common theme in the room that everybody's there because you want to excel, not just in business, but in building and running a business that lights you up and helps other people in the process. And so thank you for that. And thank you for inspiring this Sassy Summer series and me wanting to come back in and gift more and give more value. And this has also been born from something really potent that I want to share with you. Because we had a cert session the other day and we were talking about the difference between coaching and mentoring. And we were talking about the difference between people who focus on getting a result and are always results driven versus people who are focused on becoming and actually become the person who has the results naturally, the person who lives in the solution of the problems they're trying to solve. And this is what I'd like to talk with you about today, because today's topic is the second one from the poll that you all voted in. Thank you for that. For those of you who voted in the poll and helped form what I'm going to be sharing in these audios, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you a lot. So the topic we're going to be talking about today is what are the habits and the perspectives of people who excel? People who are successful at everything they put their hand to, people who have a level of success that isn't normal for the majority out there. So we're going to be talking about the habits and the thought processes of those of us who excel in that way. So before I get into that, let's talk about this thing I shared in the cert, because this is one of the key pieces. This is a key piece, and then I'll share one more. When it comes to reaching your goals, if you are a person who is always focusing on the direct path to your goal, that is what is getting in your way. So let's say that your goal is to make more money. You're seeing your current income and you want to exponentially increase your income. And so you're constantly focusing on the questions such as, how can I make more money? What is a way to make more money? How can I make more money now? How can I bring more money in? How can I have people paying me more money? And it's the fact that those are the questions you're posing yourself that is actually getting in the way of not only you reaching your goal, but you sustaining that level once you're in the goal. Because here's one of the things that people who excel do, and we do naturally, is we take an oblique view towards reaching our goals. So we're not focused on instantaneous results and getting to the result as quickly as possible. What we're focusing on is, who do I need to become so I am the person who lives in the goal? Because here's the piece, just like somebody who goes on a crash diet to get to the weight loss goal that they're focusing on, they might reach the goal, it's really hard to sustain it, and they're very likely going to put that weight back on again, and they're not going to want to continue eating the crash diet for the rest of their lives to sustain the goal. It's exactly the same with your income goals and your business goals and your growth goals. If you are always focusing on the direct path to your goal, That's what's stopping you, because you're focusing on the result. You're focusing on, I want to get there as quickly as possible, rather than actually doing the work that those of us who excel are doing, which is becoming the person. And so this is a big difference between coaching and mentoring, and why I believe in the combination of the two and the potency of the two brought together. Because coaching, yes, it's about guiding people to a place of safety and structure to reach their goals, and it's focused on reaching the result. Mentoring is about embodiment. Mentorship is about becoming the person who lives in the goal. And so it's often an oblique perspective. So what would be an oblique perspective on you attaining your wealth goals? Who do you need to become to be naturally wealthy? What in you it does not have the level of leadership required for you to make, hold, sustain, and grow that wealth? Who do you need to become so that it feels safe to be that wealthy? So people see you as the go-to person who it makes logical sense to pay them way more than other people in the industry or in your industry. So maybe it takes longer to get to the desired outcome. Often it doesn't. But this is the thing, those of us who excel aren't worried about getting the quick result. We're focusing on not just who we become, we're enjoying the journey of becoming, because we understand it's not about the result. The result is a signpost that gives us the reason to want to become someone. And so we enjoy the process of becoming, of meeting ourselves, because an oblique angle and an oblique view towards your goal is really about meeting yourself, knowing thyself, acknowledging all of your shadows and all of the things, bringing light into the darkness and bringing darkness to conscious awareness. Because as Carl Jung talks about, enlightenment's not about seeing light beings, is about making the darkness conscious. And so on your path towards your financial and success goals, are you making the darkness conscious? Because this is what people who excel do. They walk the path that allows them to see their weaknesses, where they hold themselves back, where they limit themselves, and they get into spaces. And this is why a lot of those of us who you see excelling, we're not only coached, we are mentored. We choose to be in proximity with people who know what it is to live what we want to live. And we spend time around those people to understand the nuances of how they face failure, how they face rejection, how they face the challenges and the hard stuff and the not getting the results. Because success is not about reaching success, it's also about how do you manage not reaching what you want? How do you show up, and how do you think, and how do you feel when you're not getting your results? Because those of us who are really successful, it's not that everything that we do works, but we have a capacity to hold ourselves and shift and alchemize and calibrate up when things aren't going the way that we would want them to. We actually see those moments not as problems, we see them as opportunities. We see them as opportunities to learn and grow, to bring the darkness to conscious awareness, to see what wants to be shifted and changed. And then we look to other people who have that wisdom to take us to the next level. So a lot of the times I see my darkness coming to conscious awareness, I then look to others who can help me understand that. And I often in those moments lean in more to my coaching containers, to my mentors, to the courses, to the books, to the meditation, to the things. I lean in more when it's hard, because that's where the real wisdom is. That's where the real growth is. So that's part one of episode 1. Part 2 is this, the second piece when it comes to the habits and the thought process of those of us who excel. There is a narrative online right now on social media about reaching success without the grit, without getting your ass to the grass and actually doing the repetitive, boring, hard things that get you to where you want to go. Too many people are focusing on looking for the magical formula, the magical mindset shift, the manifestation hack, the thing that is going to get you the result really fast. And that is what's stopping you getting the result if that is what you're doing. For me to go from my failed business where I didn't have money to put food on the table to in a few years making more money on a monthly basis than I'd ever made in my life, there was a period of serious effing grind where I tried so many things that didn't work. I reached out to hundreds, if not thousands, of people that I was connected to, one after another, after another, after another. Every morning, that first few months, or after my business collapsing, I spent hours every morning in idea creation mode. What are ways that I can build my business up again? What are ways that I can make immediate money and then from that place focus on the long term? What in my old business model didn't work? Why did it collapse? How can I do things differently? What does that look like? Who can I learn from? What are the spaces I can get into? And I would spend hours channeling ideas, writing ideas, and then from the moment that an idea came through, I would take action on the idea. And then I would let go of whether or not that idea would work. And I did it again and again and again, reach out to people, offering value for free, again and again and again. And then starting to see the things that were working and that I did enjoy, what wasn't working and I didn't enjoy, and then compounding and building from there and refining and trying again and doing a new thing and adding to it and building that momentum and compounding until finding the formula that worked for me as an individual. And this is the same story you will hear if you go onto these YouTube channels where people are interviewing million, multi-million and billionaires. They will all tell you, the ones that have come from nothing, the exact same story. For them, their success was inevitable and a non-questionable. Most of them came from a really hard moment in their lives to being not willing to tolerate ever being there again, and therefore doing everything required of them to get to being successful. And so if you find yourself looking for the easy answer, that is what's stopping you from actually finding the real raw answer that is uniquely yours. You have to get really masterful at letting go of needing everything that you do to work and repeating the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. I see this happening so often in business. Those of you who you've been doing the same things for a really long time and you keep telling yourself, if I just do it a little bit harder, maybe I'll get a different result. I know it's scary to do things differently. I know it's scary to risk failure. But if what you're doing right now is not working for you, and you don't want to be in 6, 12, 18 months' time in the same position, maybe making a fraction more than you currently are, what scares you more? To risk the potential of failure now and to learn from that and grow from that and keep doing those things until you get the success you're looking for, or to keep staying in the realm of what feels safe and known, never really growing much at all, and in 2, 5, and 10 years' time, you're in exactly the same position. What scares you more? knowing that your future self will be looking back at this moment in 5 years' time thinking, why did I not do things differently? Still playing in the same arenas, still repeating the same things, wondering why you're not getting different results, or actually going out there and doing things differently, taking risks. Because this is the thing with those of us you see excelling, is we are willing to take the risks because we see that risk as lesser than the risk of never truly reaching our dreams and goals, never truly becoming the person, never truly becoming the person who lives in the solution, never looking in the mirror and thinking, you know what, I risked so many things and I'm really proud of you. Okay, I'm going to sign off for today. I would love for you to anchor in what came through for you. What was the thing that stood out for you the most in today's Sassy summer session? And I will connect with you again for session 2.